With Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 not that far away now, you're probably thinking, what edition of the game should I buy? There's loads of videos out there covering the game, what the game's going to have in it, and pretty much everything is really positive. So if you're like me, you're thinking, it's time to pre-order, what edition of the game should I get? What do I get with the different editions of the game? So today I thought I'd cover everything you need to know about the different editions of Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. From the standard to the gold to the collector's edition, I'll be going over everything you will have in each edition of the game, all the different extras, digital content, real life items that you might get. So let's jump right into the first edition. So the first edition of the game is standard, and any pre-orders you make, no matter the edition of the game, will get you a bonus quest line called the Lion's Crest that will reward you with the armor and weapon set of the famous Knight Brunswick. You can buy the game on Steam, Epic Games, PS5 and Xbox, and obviously the standard edition of the game is going to get you the actual game itself as well as the bonus quest. And that's basically it for the standard edition. In Australia, it's about $90 on Steam. When I looked at JB Hi-Fi, it's about the same for the PS5 for a physical copy. So if you're just looking to play the game, enjoy the game, maybe it's your first time playing a Kingdom Come game, absolutely go for the standard. You'll still get some kind of bonus if you pre-order, and it's a fairly reasonably priced game for what kind of content and the quality of content you're going to be getting. There's so much in this game, so in my opinion, 90 Australian dollars is not that bad. Now we're getting to the meaty stuff, the gold edition of the game. This edition gets you all of that plus the Gallant Huntsman kit and the expansion pass, as well as the Shields of Seasons passing, which is available day one. This allows you to customize your shields with one of these 4 unique designs. Now, I'm not really a shield user when it comes to Kingdom Come. I very much enjoy the longsword, even though it was sort of the more quote-unquote complicated weapon in the first game to use, especially against those plated armored enemies. But in my opinion, it just had the best combat, so I don't really use a shield, so I'm not too fussed about this one. However, if you are a shield user, maybe you're planning to use the mace, which is really good against plate armored enemies, and it's very much that charge in and think later kind of weapon. You'll probably have a shield with you, so having these 4 unique designs could be really cool. It's a nice little bonus. And then obviously you have the Gallant Huntsman's kit, which actually has St. Hubert's hunting cap, Artemis's crossbow, and Nimrod's famous hunting coat. This is basically just a huntsman outfit and weapon for Henry. It looks pretty cool. It's giving me Robin Hood vibes, I guess, with the hunting cap and everything. I'm unsure if the crossbow is going to have any sort of bonus stats to it, or whether it's completely cosmetic. I wouldn't be surprised if it's completely cosmetic. Warhorse doesn't seem like the kind of guys to put a better weapon behind a paywall, especially for a single player game. But again, I haven't actually seen the item stat block or anything for this weapon, so it could have some kind of bonuses to damage. I'd imagine, like most weapons that come with pre-order bonuses or anything in these kind of games, it'll be pretty minuscule and you'll probably find something better later down the line. But again, just another cool cosmetic bonus in terms of the outfit and the weapon. And then the big one, you get the expansion pass. Now the other day we got the roadmap for everything they have planned after release. There's going to be a few free updates with like the barbershop, horse racing, and hardcore mode. But also we got to look at the 3 DLCs that are going to be in the expansion pass. You're going to get the Brushes with Death, where Henry will help a mysterious artist with an enigmatic past. Legacy of the Forge, which will have Henry restore Kuttenberg's forge and become a master blacksmith, which is my personal favorite out of the 3. And the last one is Mysteria Iglesia. Apologies if I completely butchered that. This DLC will have Henry enter Sedlitz Monastery to stop a deadly virus, or a deadly illness, sorry. Unsure what this illness will be, and whether the monastery DLC will be similar to that questline in KCD1, where you sort of had to act and live as a monk whilst you did what you were actually there for, which was to find someone and either kill him or free him, or whatever you wanted to do. You had a bit of choice in that questline. But those are the 3 DLCs that are coming with the expansion pass. In the gold edition, those are the kind of bonuses you're going to be getting with the gold edition. The gold edition on Steam is about 120 Australian dollars. So you're paying $30 extra for a few bonus things in the game, and then the expansion pass. Most of that obviously is going to be taken up by the expansion pass. This is pretty standard, $30 extra in Australia for a premium edition of a game, especially coming with an expansion pass. Seems pretty reasonable to me, especially if you're a fan of KCD1, you want to support Warhorse as much as you can. The gold edition actually gets you quite a bit. I imagine these DLCs are going to be significantly bigger than the ones from KCD 1 and probably a lot more polished. A lot of people had issues with the DLCs in the first game. The only one that was sort of positively received was Band of Brothers, but even then people said it was quite short. I think Warhorse would have taken on that critique and made these DLCs more fleshed out, more polished, a bit less gimmicky, and more worth your time and money. So Gold Edition of the game, if you're planning on playing absolutely everything in the game, this is the one for you. I will also say if you buy the expansion pass separately at a later date, the game's already out, you want to play more of the game, play the DLCs, you will also get Shields of Season Passing as part of the expansion pass. As far as I can tell, this isn't just like a pre-order thing. This is part of the expansion pass, is these 4 unique designs for the shield. And then we have the absolute holy grail for any Kingdom Come fan, the collector's edition of the game. This is a crazy box. You obviously get the box itself, which has a really cool design. You get a Henry and Pebble statue, Coats of Valor pin set, Alley of Kuttenberg cloth map, the King's Rebels collectible cards, and the Letter of Hope. So you're getting quite a few physical items in this collector's edition. These seem pretty cool to me. Let's go over them real quick. You have the Henry and Pebble statue, which is about 12 inches or 30 centimeters, and it's Henry riding pebbles with a spear in one hand, or like a bill hook or whatever, and then a shield in the other. Looks amazing, really well done statue. Hopefully we can actually make Henry look like this in the game. I imagine this armor set and weapon and shield design and stuff is in the game. So if you really want to go for that authentic Henry experience and make him look like his real life statue, then hopefully you can grab these items in game. Pretty cool display item, nothing too crazy. I mean, it's a medieval realistic game, so the statue isn't going to have anything too crazy on it, but I think it's really well done. Then we have the Kuttenberg cloth map, which is a map of Kuttenberg and some of its surrounding areas. It has some amazing illustrations demonstrating what the city is known for, with its monastery, the silver mining, etc. And the fact it's made of cloth. I remember back in the day when you bought like Skyrim or Oblivion or Red Dead, you get this really flimsy paper map and it would rip really easily. You try and blue tack it to your wall as a kid and it just would not work. It'd rip in half. So a cloth map is definitely the better way to go when it comes to maps for video games, in my opinion. Again, just a cool display item, a cool item to have in your possession if you're a fan of KCD. Then you have the Coats of Valor pin set, which show off different sigils of 3 different houses or factions in the game. The only one here I recognize is the Lords of Lipa crest. Let me know in the comments what the other 2 are. I think one of them is to do with the Cumans, but I'm not entirely sure on the actual origins of the other 2. So let me know in the comments down below if you know. Then you have the collectible cards, which are various characters Henry will encounter in the game. Given the name King's Rebels, I'm assuming these are characters that Henry is gathering for something that will happen in the story of the game. Warhorse have said that similar to Red Dead 2, you'll be sort of gathering a band of misfits to complete a big task, and will quest with them individually or in some cases as a group, and probably work to overthrow Sigismund. That's my guess, given the name King's Rebels. Again, not confirmed, complete theory on my end. And we can actually make out some of the cards in the trailer. So one of the cards is the woman we've seen a few times in the trailers and preview footage, Catherine. She seems to have a bit more to her than meets the eye. Don't you dare take that out of context in the comments. I mean her background, not what's under her dress. You can also see Father Godwin, Dry Devil, Henry, and Hans Capon. I unfortunately can't make out that 6th card, but let me know if you guys have any idea who it might be. Like I said, I think these are characters that Henry is going to be gathering for the big sort of story event in the game. And then we have the Letter of Hope, which I believe is the letter that Henry and Hans are delivering to Otto at the start of the game, which is a really cool idea for a collector's item. From the images and footage I've seen of this item, it looks like it's actually written in full. We can read what's on the letter that they're delivering, which I think is just a really cool item to put in a collector's edition. It's an item we'll be using in the game as a story piece, so I think it's a great idea to have this in the collector's edition. You can pretend to hand it over or something when eventually it happens in the game, if it happens in the game. And that's basically everything in the collector's edition of the game. Honestly, not a bad box. I will say I have seen better collector's editions for games. Baldur's Gate 3 comes to mind as a really good one. But honestly, I feel like Warhorse have done a really good job with this collector's edition box. There's some cool stuff in here, especially if you've been a fan of KCD for a long time, like I have. Seeing the journey of this franchise from Kickstarter in 2014 to where it is now is really, really cool. And it's cool to see them succeed, especially with what's looking to be a really polished and phenomenal looking sequel. But that's basically every edition of the game you can buy. Let me know in the comments down below which edition you are getting. Are you going to fork out for that physical collector's edition? Are you just going to get the gold edition so you can get the expansion pass and all its bonuses? Or are you just going to stick with the standard edition because maybe you're a bit too hesitant, maybe you're new to the KCD games? Let me know in the comments down below. Like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe for more Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 content. We're going to be doing a lot more content on this game leading up to release and once the game releases. Become a member today if you want to support me in another way. You get early access videos and live streams. And thank you so much for watching this, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!